So welcome everyone. This is day 19 of the 30 days of chair yoga, seated to standing. And today is another day that we'll focus on breathing and meditation, taking a break from the postures, the exercises. And today is a present moment meditation. So it's really simple actually. We're just going to focus on what's here right now and letting go of everything else. That's all. Okay? So very simple. Important while we're practicing these meditations is don't judge yourself if your mind wanders. That's completely normal. It's completely normal and natural. And it happens a really lot when we first start. And it's like, at first, it's like there's a few moments where you feel like you're actually focusing on what we're focusing on. And then gradually that time will increase and it will reverse, where there's a few moments that your attention wanders to thoughts, and it doesn't mean that the thoughts don't come all the time. Of course there can be moments where there's no thoughts, but it's not about not having thoughts at first, because you don't want to focus on pushing thought away, because then it becomes a conflict or a battle, right? And we don't want that. We just want to observe the thoughts. Just let them come and let them go. In the same way we watch the breath, right? We let the thoughts come in, let them go. The problem that happens is that we tend to give the thoughts importance. So don't give the thoughts importance, right? In other words, when thoughts come into the mind, one thought is better than another, it's more important than another, or you might judge one thought like, I shouldn't be thinking this is a bad thought. So try not to do that, right? Because try to feel like the thoughts are just coming in, moving through your mind. Try not to feel like they're your thoughts, right? You're not consciously thinking them, they're just coming, right? Your mind just thinks, the thoughts just move through your mind. So don't take ownership of them. Don't take possession of them, and don't give them meaning. So don't feel bad about them. Don't feel guilty if it's not a nice thought. Don't feel attached to it or happy and want to keep rolling in the thought if it's a pleasant thought. Just look at it as thought, right? As something moving through the mind, just like the breath, coming and going, a natural process, just while we're doing this practice, okay? But remember, any judgment of yourself is counterproductive. So don't try to really, in meditation, don't try to look at it like how you might look at a posture. I'm getting further and I'm making progress because I have more flexibility. Try not to look at it as like, oh, yesterday I sat down and I didn't think much at all, and today there's a lot of thoughts, or I'm getting distracted constantly. Every day is very different because there's so many things in the body, right? Like emotions that we haven't processed or have pushed down before, and who knows what's coming up today. Right? And depending on that, where our mood is, our energy levels are, when the energy is lower, it's very much harder to stay focused, and there can be a lot of more tough emotions that come up when our energy is low, because it's an opportunity for that stuff to come up. Our guard isn't that strong, right? We're not as aware because our energy is low. So just try to keep that in mind. It varies day to day very much, right, by what's going on. If you had some sort of interaction today that stimulated a lot of thinking, right? That's hard to let go of, maybe. So many factors. You can't look at meditation as like a progressive thing, like I'm getting better at it every day, right? Like maybe you might get more flexible every day, okay? Try to keep that in mind. Every day is different, and look at every time as its own, right? Don't judge it. It just is what it is, okay? And then just see what happens, right? The magic is it's so wonderful in itself, and it just gets better the more you do it, and there's more benefits. And it's just that it's not linear, okay? It's not linear. One day might be magnificent and you feel like you went very deep and very focused and very clear, and I feel refreshed and wonderful, like you're just in love, right? And then another day you might feel like you're getting a headache from all the thoughts and turmoil that's going on in your mind, okay? And this is all part of the process and completely normal and cool. All right, so let's begin with feet flat on the floor, hands resting on your knees, and let's get started. So as the other times, you can again have your hands palms up, palms down on your lap or knees. You can have hands one on top, inside the other, or you can bring your fingertips to touch, your index fingers to touch your thumbs, however you're most comfortable. But either way, press your seat firmly down into the chair and reach the crown of your head towards the ceiling. It helps to imagine there's a string tied to the top of your head, like it's being drawn straight up towards the ceiling, and just let your spine go with that. Let your chest lift and draw your shoulder blades down your back, engaging below your shoulder blades, relaxing your neck and shoulders. And then let the eyes softly close. And so just begin by softening your forehead, softening your eyes. Feel like your eyes relax back into your head a little bit. Nothing to look at. We're just focusing on feeling, listening. Feel your body breathing your natural breath, however that happens. And soften the area around your heart, your chest. Soften your abdomen, allowing it just to move naturally with your breath. And then feel inside your head, like you're trying to feel your brain. And then completely release, soften your brain, just like you would release a muscle. Letting go of whatever's there, any contraction, any tension, as best you can. And focus your attention on the backs of your eyelids, that blank space on the backs of your eyes. Still feeling your natural breath, being aware of your body breathing. Be aware of the sensation of the air moving through your nose. Be aware of the sensation of the air moving through your throat. And be aware of what you hear. Just be aware of the most obvious sound you can hear wherever you are. That could be anything like the ticking of a clock, maybe. Or just some sound from outside. Could be the air conditioner, anything. Just notice that sound as it is without giving it any meaning. And then try to listen for a more subtle sound. A sound behind that sound. Whether it's something further off in the distance, or maybe even a sound coming from inside. And then bring your attention to your skin. being aware of the touch of the clothing on your skin. Feel the skin along the whole body. Feel the temperature of the air on the parts that don't have clothing. And then go deeper. Try to notice the most subtle sensations you can inside the body. It doesn't matter where that is, just feel for the most obvious first. That can be if there's some sort of discomfort in the body. There can be some pleasant sensation, an itching sensation, tingling, vibrating, pulsating sensation. Wherever you feel a sensation in the body, just be aware of it and keep your attention on that sensation. If that sensation dissolves or goes away, then just come to another sensation. Anywhere in the body is fine. Wherever you feel as sensitively as you can. The hands tend to be a bit more sensitive than the feet. Just be aware of whatever sensation you notice, staying with one sensation until you feel it dissolve or change, go away, and then move to the next, anywhere in the body. If it doesn't change or dissolve, then just stay there, sit with it, just being aware, not giving any meaning to the sensation. Just feeling it as it is. Don't resist anything. Just allow yourself to feel. And then bring your attention to your mind. Just being aware of how your mind feels. If there are any thoughts moving through the mind, then just be aware of them just like the sensations. Being aware of the content of the thought and just observing, letting it play out, letting it move, but not getting involved. And it will just dissolve and then move to the next. If another thought comes, wait for the next thought. And again, just be aware of the content without getting involved or giving any meaning. Just observe. Let it play out without any preference. And if it dissolves, then moving to the next. Waiting for the next. And if you find some space between thoughts where there's no more thought coming, then just stay with that for a bit. Just being curious, observing. And then bring all your attention back to your breath. Again, be aware of the skin on the outside of the body. And if you feel relaxed and want to stay here, feel free, or begin to slowly deepen your breath as you're ready. If you feel ready to move, making small movements with your hands, with your neck. When you're ready, opening your eyes. So thank you all for practicing with me today. And if you have any questions about the practice, as always, feel free to write me, let me know. If you're interested in becoming a chair yoga teacher, I am starting a training after this 30 days of chair yoga. So I'll have all the link to that information down in the comments and the description. Okay? Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow for day 20. And until then, take care.